It seems it is new fashion that certain Muslims are paid to not use their brain. He is an example for everyone.
There's not a single messianic prophecy that the New Testament Jesus fulfills. And we could talk more about that. Christians say it's 300, but there's zero. There's not a single prophecy, and I'll
So Mr. Orthodox Muslim confidently claiming that Jesus fulfilled zero messianic prophecy in the Old Testament. According to him, Christians talks about hundreds of prophecies, but actual number is zero. Just pause there and think about what it means. If Jesus fulfills no messianic prophecies at all, then Jesus is not the Messiah, right? But here's the problem for Islam. Quran itself repeatedly calls Jesus al-Masih, the Messiah. Islam insists Jesus is the Messiah, while 21st century Muslim apologists are now loudly telling us Jesus meets non-biblical messianic criteria. Seriously, these people are too busy to beat their wife or fight for money and fame. You can't have it in both ways. If the Old Testament gives us messianic job description and Jesus fails to complete, then Islam has no leg to stand on and call Jesus Messiah. So here's the options for you. You either abandon that zero prophecy slogan, or you admit that Quran using a title that it can never ever able to justify it. And of course, New Testament doesn't just slap the word Messiah on Jesus. It presents him as fulfilling the deep messianic storyline in Old Testament, right? The promised son of David, whose kingdom is established forever. The suffering servant who bears the sins of many, echoed in Isaiah 52:53. The bringer of the new covenant that promised in Jeremiah 31, as Jesus describes his blood of new covenant at the Last Supper. And I can go on and on and on. And even scholars agree that New Testament consciously reads Jesus through those Old Testament patterns. So you can disagree with that reading if you want, but you cannot pretend it doesn't exist. And you certainly cannot say Bible has zero messianic prophecies about Jesus, while your own scripture keeps calling him Messiah. So when Mr. Orthodox Muslim confidently declares that Jesus fulfills no messianic prophecy, he is not simply attacking Christianity. He is simply cutting off the branch Islam stands on, because Islam's own claim that Jesus is the Messiah becomes empty and self-contradictory, right? On his term. So please, use your brain, and you don't need to be paid for it.